Right, and we are live. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Stuart from NetReady, and this is MLM for CEOs, the channel that is aimed at providing key insights to decision makers operating within the multi-level marketing space. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking about the 10 ways to effectively launch your multi-level marketing business. And here to unpack this information is my good friend and mentor, Richard Sletcher. How's it going?
Nice to see you again.
We are now white. I took off my jacket since last time. So
well, the issue is that we've decided that if we wear white all the time, nobody's going to chirp us about the clothing changes.
Right. But I think we look good. This is a good uniform for us to wear. It's professional.
Still need a bra to keep up the bags, but
So we've been working.
Jeez.
It's been hectic, but it's been amazing. There's so many learnings as we help our clients go to market and all the intricacies and the complexities that come with running these businesses. It is intense. You know?
And the logistics side, which I'm involved in at the moment, has been absolutely overwhelming.
Yeah. But we've got a good handle on it, and we've got warehouse managers in place, so it's but it's still tough. You still have to manage it. And
the problem is the scale. As these businesses scale,
right.
they don't just scale, they scale rapidly.
Right.
So you land up getting this exponential curve. You hit critical mass and the business goes vertical, and you go from shipping 100 orders a day to 1,000 orders a day within in like a few weeks.
Right.
And so it puts a lot of pressure on the logistics side of things.
Yeah.
We need to talk about logistics at some stage.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, we've got a short session here today, so let's get into it. What are we talking about today?
Okay, we're talking about the 10 key areas that we need to focus on to effectively launch a multi-level marketing business. So I've written them down here. Okay. So if you don't mind, what I'm going to do is just read them off here, and then we can discuss them.
100%.
Okay. So the first one that I've got listed here. How do consonants work? Is picking your products.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, we're gonna have to.
Sorry, Stu.
So we have to pick effective. Just talk about the products, please.
Okay. Well, look, selecting the products you sell is very important. Because a couple of things that what you want is you want a very high quality product and you want margin.
Right.
So those are two key issues that you want in your product. The product has got to be high quality and you've got to be able to believe in it 100%. If you can't believe in it, then you'll never sell it. And then because it's high quality, you need to be able to sell it at a good price and generate margin. If your product is just some also-ran product and you can't get margin out of it, you are going to struggle because you need the margins to pay the commissions and to ensure that you can grow the business.
Sure.
And understand one of your biggest challenges, as I said, I was just making this point of the logistics. You can go from shipping 100 products a day to shipping 1,000 products a day in a very short space of time, and you need to generate the capital to allow you to bootstrap the business and create enough product to meet the demand.
Sure.
And so that is a key part of it. You need to have margin. We've got clients who come to us who are making such paper thin margins that we say to them, look, you're not going to succeed. We'd rather not take you on as clients.
Right.
So quality and margin are the two key things. And obviously, really cool if you can have a product that people want.
Sure.
If you've got a product that people don't want, then you again.
Network marketing is so effective that you can sell fresh air, canned air. That's how powerful it is. But you need to provide your network and their customers with exceptional products. And operating within this space, I know that, and I've done a lot of research globally in terms of the product categories that are performing. So the number one best performing product category is health and wellness. Okay. Vitamins, supplements, weight loss. All of those kinds of products take 34% of the total market, product category market. Okay. And a very close second is personal care at 32%.
So that's your lotions, potions, and
cosmetics, all of that kind of stuff, hair care stuff, skin care.
And what percentage does that take?
32%.
So you're over 60%, 65% of the market is actually in that space.
Those two categories. There's other categories like household cleaning, financial services, pets is up there. Those are the categories that if you still undecided of which products, you should be focusing on those categories and then finding something within.
Now, the benefit of those two categories is that people sell them. And the second thing is that how do you put where do you peg the price on those products?
Right.
You can have a face cream like La Mer, which is $1,000 for like 40 mils, or you can have like a Pond's cream, which is, you know, you pay $30 at the, or $2 or whatever it is at the store for that. And the difference is so vast that wherever you peg your product, you can justify the price. Whereas if you're selling something like cell phone airtime, how do you peg the price?
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows what cell phone airtime costs. It's a little bit like I go to go and get coffee. If I go to coffee shop A, I know that they're going to charge me, say, in South Africa, they'll charge me 30 rands for a latte.
Sure.
If I go to company B and they try and charge me 60 rand for a latte,
Yes.
I feel like I'm being screwed over.
Of course.
Don't rip me off.
Yes.
Because I absolutely have a clear understanding of what a coffee should cost and what are you putting in it that's so different that I'm paying double the
Double
price.
the price, yeah.
And so companies that charge me an excessive amount for a piece of toast or an excessive amount for an extra for coffee or whatever, those companies I don't go back to because I can peg the prices very easily. Whereas if I'm in the space of lotions, potions, all of those kind of things, what is the price? And if as long as I can justify the price because of the quality, then I've got a product that is viable.
Right.
And I've got margins.
Right.
So choosing your product, you've got to be careful. You know, if you do have a product with a low margin, you have to have a recurring product and it has to be high volume.
Sure.
So cell phone airtime can work as long as you got a reasonable margin. You have to negotiate high volume margins with the suppliers. And then it's got to be monthly thing that the guy buys every single month. He buys a certain amount of data or a certain amount of minutes or whatever. You can do it there. But personally, I stay away from those kind of things. I don't believe in them. I think they're very, very difficult to make a successful business on the back of that stuff.
Sure.
Whereas with a good cream, you know, if you've got a really good face cream that has been designed by some spectacular specialist and where you can prove that the ingredients are effective, then what is the price of that?
Right.
Can be anything.
Yeah. The other thing that is important to make mention of, and the reason that those two categories are performing so well is because it's fast moving, and someone needs to top up on their lotion. It's a 30-day cream. They need it for the next month, and it just keeps moving. So
and if it's a good product,
someone will repeat purchase.
Repeat purchase forever.
Exactly. Okay, so that's the first thing. We've got 10.
We're never going to get through them all.
The next thing is creating a business plan. Now, we've listened to a lot of Simon Sinek, and he talks about understanding your why. Why are you actually creating this business? You know, a lot of people's why is, I need to make a lot of money, or whatever their why is. That's not their true why. And you have to look inside as a company owner and go, why am I starting this business?
Yes.
Is it to provide business opportunity for people out there? Is it to provide education on how to go out there and run an e-commerce store, how to connect with people, how to become a better salesperson? They have to start with their why, and that's the foundation of where each business is built on.
No, absolutely. But that is such a personal thing. You know, when you're setting up your business, understanding your why is very personal. But the second thing that you talked about is a business plan.
Yes.
That is critical because you need to understand all of the touch points and have a plan and a strategy for every one of them. Now, I recommend there's a product out there called Business Plan Pro. I think it's called.
Okay.
You subscribe to it, and they give you an idea. They give you templates that you work off, and anybody can put a business plan together for it. But what that Business Plan Pro does is it gets you thinking through every aspect of your business.
Brilliant.
So, for example, when you put the heading recognition down, now you have to think, what is your recognition strategy? And you have to build out in the plan what that is. Incentives, you have to build out how you're going to do it. And it makes you think through every aspect of your business and when you're going to implement it and at what points in your business cycle you're going to implement your social strategy or etc. How many people do you need? What turnover do you need? What profits do you need? It allows you to plan out your product and your production and your logistics. And so you're talking about a business plan.
Sure. It's
critical. And how many people come to us that want a system that have a business plan? I can count them on one finger.
Yeah.
And that finger's broken. The bottom line is that they come here and it's a shoot from the hip story.
Right.
So no plan.
Yeah.
They've done the calculation: 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 5,674. Let's shop for Porsches and get the business started. But they don't have a plan for anything. So I recommend highly that you go out, get something like Business Plan Pro, and actually think through every aspect of your business before you drop the hammer. Now, what we're doing at Ignition Plus is we provide you with all of that.
Yeah.
So, and again, this is not a pitch for Ignition or the NetReady product,
Yeah.
but we do all of that for our clients because they're not doing it. We put together the logistics and the call centers and the compensation plan and the software. We do everything. So all they have to do is produce the product and build a network. And the reason we've done that is because the guys are not putting plans together.
Right.
They don't know they have no idea of how much capital they need. They have no idea of how the business is going to grow, what the profitability of the business is. They're clueless. And so that's how we're helping them. But if you're starting a business, the plan is absolutely critical.
So speaking about the plan, the next is the compensation plan and putting that together. Because this is the way that your people earn.
Yeah.
But again, with building a compensation plan, you have to identify which behaviors you're wanting your people to do. And then the comp plan says, this is how I'm going to reward them for it. So,
But this is the one area, Stu, where I would say to people, get a specialist involved.
okay.
It's your biggest expense. So if let's say you get your business up to, I don't know, $1 million a month, okay? You are going to be paying out $600,000 or $500,000 in commissions. So over a 12-month period, you're going to be paying out $6 million in commissions.
Right.
So the decision is a $6 million commission, $6 million decision. Now, are you going to sit and look at what some other stupid company has done
Right.
and say, oh, I like their compensation plan, let me implement it here? Let me make a $6 million decision on what somebody else has done. I don't know whether it's working for them. I don't know whether it's a good compensation plan. I don't know whether it's driving the right behavior. As a matter of fact, I don't really understand the compensation plan. Hey, but let's use that one. Let's make the $6 million decision right now based on what they're doing. Now, we've had a couple of guys who have come to us and said they want to implement somebody else's compensation plan. And we know for a fact, because they're clients of ours, that compensation plan was copied from another company and it's not working.
Right.
And this company who they're copying is desperate to change their compensation plan and is locked into it because if they change it, they're going to lose their network.
Right.
And so they're paying too much money or they're paying too little money or it's not working, it's not driving the right behavior, and now somebody else is trying to copy it. So my recommendation is this is the one place I would say, get an expert involved, get them to build your compensation plan out for you because that is money well spent. As I said, imagine you're paying out $6 million a year.
Right.
And it's not right.
Yeah.
That's the biggest and most expensive mistake you can possibly make.
Okay. The fourth thing that I want to discuss here is
picking up the pace.
No,
now,
we didn't. I know. I'm trying to get us going here.
Okay, go.
Is securing funding, having enough capital for all the elements that you need, from operational costs to product manufacturing, especially when you hit scale. You're going to have enough financial resource in which to support that manufacturing. We've seen it many, many times before with our clients.
Yeah, well, that's why you need margin. So if you're bootstrapping your business, the two things you need margin and short lead times.
Right.
So you need to negotiate short lead times with your suppliers and you need to have margin. So that if you sell your product for $1, there needs to be 50 cents of profit in there so that you can actually pay for if your product is costing $1, you need to make at least $2 in profit so that you've got a way of doubling the size of your stock holding.
Right.
And then if you've got short lead times, say a week lead time, you can actually get the product and churn it through your business. Now, if you don't have short lead times and margin, you have to have big capital.
Yeah.
Because you can go from $1 million sales to $10 million of sales within a couple of months. And where do you get that cash from? So the growth, you overtrade and it sinks you. So either short lead times and good margins, or a big backer with real money that can put $10 million in if it's needed.
Sure. Okay. Let's just work on that cost again. So product costs R1. It's retails for $1. Retails for $2. Your net profit is $1. But you have now $2.
No. Sorry. If the product costs $1,
yes,
you should be selling it for around $6.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So hopefully you've got that kind of margin.
Yeah, between a 5 and 7.
In that, you should land up with $1 clean profit plus the covering cost of $1.
Correct.
So it costs you $1. Every time you sell a unit, you land up with $2. It means you can double the size of your stock.
So that's exactly what I was going to get to, is that you've put in $1 cost of that product, you're getting the $2 back.
Exactly.
And then so one product makes 2, makes 4, makes 8, makes 16. And that's how you double your business, and that's how you scale.
But you have to have short lead times for that.
Right.
If you've got a 6-week lead time, you're stuffed. You need big money because you can't double your stock quick enough to keep up with the growth. So when you go in and you negotiate your lead times with your suppliers, you must make absolutely sure that you can have short lead times.
Yeah. Okay.
Next
thing is choosing your software. Now, how do we run this? A lot of companies come to us and say, well, I've been running this company. I've got about 1,000 distributors, but I've been this headache that's in my mind.
Doing it on a spreadsheet.
Because I've done it on an Excel spreadsheet.
Well, obviously I'm biased.
Sure.
So in terms of software, you get hold of NetReady.
Yeah.
And you get NetReady. As far as I'm concerned, it's the best software in the world, bar none. There's nothing else on the market that comes close to it.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation. But you need to choose software that can scale, that can handle the high levels of volumes, that's fast, and that will do a number of things. What you don't want to do is have software that has to cobble a whole lot of different systems together. You don't want to be using one item to do your ticketing systems, another item to be sending out emails, and something else to be doing your e-commerce, and something else to be calculating your commissions. When you look for a system, you want one system that does everything. It must run your incentives, your recognition. It must do your e-commerce sales. It must calculate your compensation plan. It must have your landing pages. It must have your communications. It must have your customer relationship management systems built in. Everything needs to be in one place so that when you run your business, you're not worrying about trying to synchronize multiple systems. So for me, when you're choosing a software package, that needs to be the number one goal. It must do everything in one space, in one database, with no integrations to other systems.
I mean, we've seen this with big whale MLM companies. They've got these legacy systems that have all these silo systems all being pulled together with, what do you say, bubblegum and sticky tape.
Chewing gum and string, yeah.
You know, and they're so frustrated. So having a single environment, a software that controls all those moving parts, I mean, it's just going to make your life more efficient and so much easier.
Exactly.
Okay. The next thing I want to discuss here is warehousing and logistics. Now, for you right now, this is obviously top of mind. And it is a headache for you, I know. But can you imagine how it's a headache for all the company owners out there that have to secure, source, and manage their own warehouse and the logistics that come with it?
Yeah, and you're shipping a lot of products. So what we've discovered is that on average, a picker and packer pair, two people, can pick and pack about 80 items per hour.
Okay.
So that means one team can pick around about 2,000 orders a month. So,
yeah, wow.
So that's what you can sort of put in the tick box. If you are packing, you need 2 people to pack 2,000 orders a month. If it's spread out evenly, obviously you get troughs and dips.
Yeah.
So you
beginning and end of the month.
And generally, you can actually meet a 2,000 order with 2 people.
Right.
So let's say you packing 10,000 orders, you need 5 teams. And if you're packing 20,000 orders, you need 10 teams. Now, that's a hell of a lot of stuff to manage. And then you've got the stock arriving. It's got to be put away. It's got to be tracked. You've got to take it off. You've got to pick it, pack it accurately, put it into the boxes and send it out. So logistics, I think we should be doing a whole thing on logistics.
I agree.
But logistics is a nightmare for companies. It's a very, very, very big deal.
Yeah. The next one is support staff. So having the staff in place that can manage any lost packages or technical queries on their system, all coming in from the distributors, but also So how do we as company owners setting up the business go about getting staff? I mean, how important is support staff to manage all that logistics?
Yeah, so you need, obviously, support staff. It's very expensive to outsource.
Yeah.
So if you outsource it to a call center, that is extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So generally you want the support staff in-house, and you need to scale, because if you go to 20 or 30 or 50,000 people in your network, you have to have an army of people who are are supporting those salespeople, the networkers out there. And
Sure.
the customers are phoning saying, hey, my order didn't arrive, or something arrived broken, or what's happened to my commission, it's incorrect, or whatever. So you have to have a team. Your customer relations management team is critical to the business. I mean, we're running a big CRM team here to meet the demands of our clients, because for them to run it is you either have to have deep pockets and be able to set it up.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to build it up, to bootstrap it, because you need them before the call comes in. You can't get the guy after the calls come in,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
So that has got to be in place before you actually get started. The logistics you can pack initially out of your garage, but the call center, not so easy.
Okay. Then as we getting to the point where we're live, the 8th point here is documentation. What documentation we need to have? I'm thinking things like distributor agreements, privacy policies in our websites, all of those kinds of, or even the user manual.
And brochures, brochures, all of that kind of documentation.
All the collateral.
And understand that your people connect with you in two places. Number one, your website, which will be like your videos, your training, all of that. And number two, your documentation. And if that's not good, the impression of your business is in the toilet. We should actually do a podcast 100% just on documentation, because there's so much to be said around that.
Yeah, right. Okay. We're coming into land. We're on number 9. It's preparing for the launch. Okay, so the points that I put here is it's again feeding it back into the marketing collateral, things like social media posts, equipping your people, your distributors with enough collateral for them to, one, be attracted to the business, but then also go out and market their own business. Social media platforms. We need to have all of those pages in place so that you actually have an online presence, not only just your physical
and your landing
presence.
pages and everything else. But a big thing with launching, there's a couple of things that people make a massive mistake on. They come up with the concept of doing a network marketing business. They haven't got anything in place. They don't have business, they don't have products, or maybe they have a product, but they don't have anything in place. Then they go running around like a head without a chicken, talking to everybody about this amazing network that they're launching.
Yeah.
Then 2 months down the line, when they've actually thought through everything and they're ready to launch, all of these people who they told about this thing have gone cold.
Right.
And now none of those people come on board.
Yeah.
So one of the big things in preparing to launch is shut up about your business. Don't tell anybody about it until you're ready to launch. And then tell people about it.
Right.
It's so tempting because you're so excited. This big thing that's happening in your life, you want to talk to everybody about it.
Yeah.
Then the second big mistake we see when people are getting ready to launch is their product is not ready.
Right.
And then they go out and start recruiting people. By the time the product is ready, those people are thinking, well, what a waste of time. I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
And they're gone. And so they go and take all of their best people, pump them into the business too early. And then when the product is ready, they don't have anybody selling the product. We've seen that time
So
and time
many
again.
times.
So guys, when you're getting prepared to launch, only launch when you're ready to launch.
Right.
And only start talking about your business when you're ready to launch.
So Richard, that is the point number 10, where it's attacking your database only at the time that you're ready to launch, creating that hype, having the product ready, and bundling that together and going out to market.
Exactly. And it's so many. I cannot tell you how many clients we've seen go half-assed at this.
Okay.
You know, rule number 1: never talk to anybody about anything until you're absolutely 100% sure you understand what you're talking to them about and you're ready to talk to them.
Exactly.
Because otherwise, it's ready, fire, aim, and then everything goes pear-shaped.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for the insights. How cool was that?
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It was emphatic, but you must
That
getting
was
it going fast.
I know. I was getting you
Too
going
quick.
there.
Too quick.
But it's digestible, quick information. So, guys out there, thank you so much for joining us. We have done extended versions of this. If you can go onto MLM for CEOs or the NetReady YouTube channel, you'll find hour-long versions that is a complete deep dive into all of these elements that we're discussing now. What we're going to be doing is creating bite-sized versions of those hour-long sessions in the episodes to follow, so please stay tuned for all of those. But for now, please follow us on our social platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn. If you're listening in the car, we're on Spotify. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next episode.